So we're recording from now.
All right.
And then Bailey, if he's there, is in
Yo.
Bendigo.
Yeah, sure am.
Cool.
We're
Great.
quite... So Sarah is an old colleague, an old friend of mine from other places. And she is now working as a strategic sourcing specialist. So I imagine you kind of get hot dogs and you just like strategically put special sauce on the hot dogs. That'd be
Yeah, what I do literally is that I will find people for KPMG. I work for KPMG. I don't know if any of you guys know about it. It's a consulting firm, global consulting firm. And so what I do, I will find people to join a KPMG tribe if I want to use the same language.
fine.
And this, yeah, we use a talent. Find a talent to use KPMG tribe, and it's not for just active roles that we do have. It's for mainly future roles that the firm, they know that in 6 months time, 3 months time, they might need a talent, and I will reach out to people based on the requirements or the goals that what we have. I will talk to people, and hopefully when the role comes to life, we don't need to even advertise the role. We already have the talent ready to go to just join the team. That's what I do.
That's amazing. And Sarah and I worked together at Torrens, Billy Blue Torrens, and you were in the sort of the industry kind of the industry team, weren't you? For essentially making industry connections and pathways for students. Was that be right?
Yes. Yes.
So she's great at networking, as you can tell. She's instantly likable, and is just great at those sort of connections.
Yes. Yeah. At Torrance, that was my job. So basically, I was with careers and employability team, and my job was to find students either internship that they will end up being a graduate job or graduate opportunities, and literally connect these to the industry and the students together. By working at Torrance and working with students, I know the challenges. I know how shy you guys are. I know how you are shy to ask questions or pick up the phone, follow up your application. So I know all about it. But I moved out from university and joined back to corporate work. But I know the feeling working with students.
And I'm right in thinking that you got headhunted through LinkedIn?
Yes. Yes.
Twice, I think.
Yes, I didn't want to say that. Yes, I actually got headhunted for the KPMG, and just recently I got headhunted to join the brand new team at Deloitte. Yes, yes. So
Incredible. And you know, the interesting thing about that is I used to be really kind of, LinkedIn, it's just annoying. I don't know what that is. Sort of had an account, but didn't really give it much value. It was certainly never part of my professional life. But I had an account because it's like everyone has those sort of things. But my wife went through an experience very recently where she had decided to take some time off in her career. And we talked about it and thought, yes, let's eat baked beans on toast for the next 6 months. That'll be fine. And literally 2 days later, someone connected with her on LinkedIn, and yeah, they recruited her, and she's got into another role. So it's a big thing. It's a good thing.
It's a big thing, and as I said earlier, it's the way that the recruitment is moving towards. So advertising is so outdated. It's expensive and it's time consuming, and if you advertise a role, you get 400 people that they might not even be relevant. That's why LinkedIn is becoming more and more powerful, and companies, they actually more interested to find the right candidates towards through that channel rather than advertising. Yes, and you experienced it. So LinkedIn profile is important. That's why.
I can imagine. I've seen the process happen at Collarts number of times where we've recruited people, and I've seen, you know, the seek lists and the filters and things, and it's daunting. So yeah, I really get it. I really get it now.
Yeah.
So,
People, they want passionate people. Seriously, they don't want, because Seek is kind of like a platform that you see 10, 15 jobs and you just spam your resume as a graduate, as someone with a couple of years experience, or as a professional. You just apply. And then someone on the other side, they have to go through all these applicants, and sometimes you're like, why are you even applying? That's why they rather to invest their time to run a search on LinkedIn to find 5 people or 6 people that they do want to talk to, and they reach out to them. And seriously, out of 6, 3 might say yes, 3 might say no, but at least you handpick the people
yeah.
you want, instead of waiting for that person to apply.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. No, it is valuable. And then it's about, this is a game, to be completely honest with everyone, this is a game that all the companies, they're playing it now. And it's not a rocket science. It's more about how you can play the game and what information you need to put on your LinkedIn. For someone like me, that I'm a sourcer, when I'm looking for someone, you come up in my search. So it's about what keywords you need to put in your LinkedIn based on what you want to come out of. For example, that you want me to find you, you need to put the keywords that I'm going to use to find people. So literally, that's the power of LinkedIn, that you can have it.
Yeah. And does it tie in with any other social media as well, or does it work in hand? Or if someone finds somebody, do they do a little bit of stalking, go on Twitter to check they're not a lunatic, or do they do any of that?
No, not really. That's mainly when you get into the interview stage, for example, because when a recruiter or when a hiring manager, they are looking for someone to join the team, first thing they want is a short list of 5 or 6 candidates to get through the interview stage. So once you get through the interview stage, after the LinkedIn headhunting, once you get to the interview stage, that's when they will check your other social media platform to make sure that you are a good fit with the company, with the industry that you are in now,
right,
or you are applying for. That's the next step after the interview stage, not with the LinkedIn search.
Cool. So hopefully they've all got LinkedIn profiles, raw ones, and one of their second assessment, part of it is to produce a LinkedIn profile. I've asked them to produce a suite of professional social media, which I'll review for their second assessment. But if anyone's got any questions, leap in. But otherwise, we'll just let Sarah.
I've got so many, Simon. So
yeah.
I don't know if there's like a presentation or anything. So just let me know when I can go.
There is a presentation. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to walk you through different things and bits and bobs about LinkedIn. But feel free. Don't wait for me to say, do you have any questions? Or anytime if you have any questions, stop me. I'm not going to forget what I was talking about. If I do, I have a presentation. Don't worry about it. Stop me and ask questions. So far, do you guys have any questions?
I've got like 10 ready to go. But I just so you know, compared to everybody else in the class, I'm in a bit of a different space. I've been in industry for about 3 years at this point. And we actually use LinkedIn as more of a B2B sort of methodology of gaining clients too. So I'm also interested in that part of it, but everybody else doesn't really need to talk about that. So I'm just very curious to pick your brain on a few things, but maybe I've got heaps of questions, but I'll leave it till a bit later, I reckon.
All right.
Cool. Love questions.
Yeah, we love questions. We love questions. So, has all of you guys, do you guys have a LinkedIn account already?
Yes.
I do, but it needs updating.
Okay. What about?
Started updating it today.
Okay, cool. So your LinkedIn, do you have a professional photo? And
I'm not very photogenic.
all right. So let's start. And you said in your LinkedIn, I'll be more than happy to have a look at your LinkedIns even after this session. You can add me on LinkedIn. That's what I do, and that's what I love to do. I will look at it and I will tell you what's missing, what shouldn't be there, and what should be there. So we can pick that conversation.
Amazing.
I'm more than happy to have a look at your LinkedIns. Cool. That's great. So let's start. Let me share my screen. Desktop. And I will do
Where did you get the PowerPoint template from?
I did it.
Ah, right. I thought you might know somebody in ColArts that might have given you a template.
That's very cool. I like it.
No, okay, so I haven't, but I have a bit of help that he does all these graphic thingy. Okay. Can you all see my screen?
Sure can.
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect. Great. So that's ColArts. You all work at ColArts. So especially, this is me. I'm a talent acquisition sourcing specialist at KPMG. I told you what I do. So I say it again. I basically look for people that they are not actively in the market. They are not actively looking for a job. I just go and poke them and I say, hi, this is what we have. This is who we are. Do you want to have a conversation? And sometimes it's a 50-50. Usually they say, yes, we are open. Sometimes they say, no, we are not. So, but that's what I do. I will find people to join KPMG. We just talked about it, why LinkedIn is important. So I'm assuming everyone in the call, we all know why it's important. In the last couple of weeks, last couple of years even, it's become more important. Everyone is talking about it and everyone wants to get more out of it. So it's a professional community. So you can come, if I want to give you an example, I'm pretty sure you all know, if you compare it with Facebook, this is a professional way of Facebook. This is not a platform that you want to be connected with your friends. This is the platform that you want to be connected with professionals in your profession. It's not Facebook. So I keep telling you that. These features, I know it's online. When I present this, I always get the students to do it, but because we are not near each other, but I'm gonna show you anyway. So when you are going to any event or any conference, you will be able to use it. Has anyone ever seen this?
No.
No? Okay, so this is a good one. When you download the LinkedIn app in your phone, on your phone, if you go to this bit, connections, people, if you activate that, activate the Bluetooth, you will find nearby. So you, for example, you see me in a conference or you see Simon in a conference and you know Simon is running a company or a studio that you are passionate about, or you want to have a chat with Simon, you don't have a credit, you don't have a business card to go and hand in to Simon, what you would do find nearby, and hopefully Simon's got his on. This is something that LinkedIn is promoting it these days. So if we are going to an event, everyone literally, they turn it on, so you'll be able to find them. So you'll find a nearby person, and then you can send a connection request to them. Basically, simple as that. So try this. If you don't have anyone, unfortunately, it's online. But next time that you're at school or you're in an event, try this. This is very powerful. So you don't have to carry a business card anymore.
Is that just on the mobile app?
Yes.
I've only use it in the browser, on the computer.
No, I would highly recommend to get it in your app, especially for you guys that you're in Tasmania or you are in rural areas that the market is small. Highly recommend LinkedIn, and I will tell you an example later on why I think it's even more powerful for you guys than anyone else. This bit, it's powerful for everyone, but especially for people that they are in smaller cities, LinkedIn is very, very powerful. So try to get the app so you'll be able to use it. Okay, so we talked about it, stay connected, advance your career, and all that. So what makes LinkedIn different? Why we keep talking about LinkedIn? Do you guys know, do you have any concept about why it's different?
It's business focused, and it's basically, well, it's good on multiple levels. It's like the only platform really focused on B2B. And the only social you can really get away with at most employers anyway, because it's professional. That's plain and simple.
Yeah, and it is your it's your brand, so it is a platform. I know we do have Instagram these days that it's powerful, it's getting powerful, but it's different. It plays a different role, and it's your brand, your personal brand, which is very important, and we talk about it. And as you can see, recruiting, self-esteem, leadership, all of things, you can literally have it in the LinkedIn. And what makes LinkedIn different is that you can use it for in all of these reasons or some of these reasons. Yeah, I mentioned earlier, like 2 minutes ago, that LinkedIn is a little bit different with Facebook and Instagram. Personally, I don't have any of my friends, like high school friends or family or cousins or this and that, on my LinkedIn, because once you get into the LinkedIn game, every day you open your LinkedIn, you will see that 20 people want to connect with you. Trust me, you will see that. And then I always look at them. I don't want to be rude, but I always look at them and think about, all right, so John Smith or Sarah or whoever wants to connect with me, who they are, what they do, would they ever in the future add any value to my professional career, to my professional life? If that's a yes, definitely accept that. And if that's the no, politely decline it. They won't get a notification that you decline. They'll just get nothing. And the reason behind it is, if you connect with someone that it's not relevant to what you are doing and what you want to do, you'll be connected to their network, which that's, again, their network is not relevant to what you want to do. So you'll be connected to the whole unnecessarily people that they won't add any value to your professional career. Think about it, LinkedIn, your professional platform.
Yeah. I guess it's just sort of focusing it and making better quality.
Yeah, exactly. Because you want to attract people that they can add value to your life, your professional life. So think about it. It's not Facebook. Yeah, I will always tell everyone and anyone that even though if I get a LinkedIn request from a friend or a family, I just decline it. They won't know. So who cares? They do. I do care, but they won't add any value to that. So as you said so earlier, it's the largest platform. Everyone is on LinkedIn because it's one of the things these days, but how you use it is what makes it different. So everyone is there, but how you use it is what adds value to you. How can it help you build your brand and you will get hired? You will get some place that you don't really need to apply for the job. They will come to you if you do it right, if you build your brand right, which we talk about it in more details. So I'm doing all the talking. Has anyone so far, any question, any experience, any random LinkedIn requests, any random LinkedIn messages, anything?
Yeah. I just had a situation the other day actually. It's really timely that this has come about, where somebody was moving from Melbourne to Bendigo and doing a similar thing to what I did, and didn't really know anybody else in the space. And kind of wanted to get a bit of a lay of the land of what my industry was like where I am. And just connected with me on LinkedIn, and I sent him a message, and then we caught up the week after, and had a great chat. And yeah, it was super random, but a very cool experience, to be honest.
Yeah, yes. So, and that person can be a good referral for you moving forward, because in some sort you had something in common, and people, they do reach out to people like you. What was your previous career, if you don't mind me asking? What were you doing before?
So I work in video production primarily. So that's how. Yeah, that's basically it. And marketing.
That's great. That is great, because you know that marketing skills is something we would further, like in the next couple of minutes, we will talk about the transferable skills, and that marketing skills and marketing experience is a goal. It's really great. So we will talk about it later. And build a professional brand, stay connected, and get noticed by your future boss and a recruiter. So basically, this is what I always talk about, that if you see someone, for example, if there is a company that you do want to go and work for them, find a person, find a hiring manager, find a boss in that company, and send them a LinkedIn request. In your LinkedIn request, just talk about it, that just say something that I'm passionate. Or if you're sending to a recruiter, they get billion of the requests, but the one that makes it a little bit different is the one that you actually take some effort and type something, at least something. Because if you click on it, it's easy. So you click on it, I would like to connect with you, bang, they will get the notification. But if you actually spend a minute to just say something a little bit about you and why you want to connect it to that person, people love it. People, they like attention. People, they like to think that they are important for everyone else. They would love it. They will remember you. All right? So that's important. And another thing, this is what I mean about CV, LinkedIn. What is the difference? There is no difference. There is no difference. Your CV is your LinkedIn, literally, and put stuff that they are put the stuff in your LinkedIn that you would put them in your resume. For example, for you guys, you are studying at Collard, you are a graduate and studying videography, or what are you studying? Videography?
Animation and visual effects.
Animation and visual effects. Perfect keyword. So you are a student or you are a current graduate at studying at Collard, so just finished at Collard, animations and visual graphics. So this is what you do. Put it in your LinkedIn. Previously, what was your previous job, for example, and then mention it that. What did you do in that job? What are you doing at the moment? Any projects that you get involved, anything, any work experience that you've done during your trimester, any of your projects that you did as a team that you are proud of, and you got like a, from Simon, hopefully, that you get like a tap on the shoulder, say you did a great job, this is great. So if there's something that you are doing whilst you're studying and you are proud of, share it. Let the people know about what you can do.
That's a great point. Bailey's got his hand raised up at the moment.
Yeah, just a quick question. I know you're talking about in general because there's a lot of different fields on the page in terms of your profile, in terms of profile sections. One question I had, which I don't know if you'll touch on later, was taking advantage of the headline, I believe it's called. So just the bit that's under your name at the top of your profile.
Yeah.
What would you recommend to put in there?
So I would recommend for you, I would recommend graduate if you are graduate, or if you are recent graduate, or if you're not, or are you going to finish this trimester?
So I work full time and study as well.
Okay, so again, back to my previous comments. If I look for you, do you want me to find you as a current student that you're doing this course as a graduate, or you want me to find you as someone in marketing? Where do you want to go?
Yeah, cool. I'm still trying to figure that pathway out, but yeah, that's why I'm kind of straddling the line at the moment between two different things.
The line is not a deal breaker. So you can literally say currently studying this and this at Collards, or you can say, because that's what you're doing, or you can say marketing specialist. You can say that as well, because when the recruiters, they type the keywords, they usually type a title is coming first, and then there comes skills. For example, if you put your title as a marketing specialist or digital marketing specialist as a target title, and in your summary you put your skills as well, and in your skills you can talk briefly about your course and what you are learning at your course at the moment. So that could be valuable as well, because it's not just about the job title, it's a combination. So skills and job title.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay. But if you are not a fresh graduate, because you do have a couple of years experience, you are a junior. So whatever you want to put there, even though put a junior, don't put a graduate. Junior.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Okay? Because you do have a couple of experience. So has anyone else has ever worked before, or you never worked? Any other people?
I've worked, but not really in the industry. So, yeah.
Okay, what did you do?
I've done a bunch of stuff that is completely not like, I want to do fruit picking, vineyard pruning, blueberry picking, cleaning, all those fun, exciting things.
It's not about that. Let me tell you something. A lot of things that you did mention, because people, when they are looking for graduates, especially graduates or junior candidates, they know that you are not great at the job. They know that. They don't expect you to be excellent at what you studied for. What they're looking for is that, do you have the personality? Do you have the soft skill? Do you have the transferable skills? That's what they're looking for. And based on exactly what you mentioned, you don't need to put it in your
No.
LinkedIn that you did fruit picking or you did this and that. You don't have to mention that. But as a part of your skills or as a part of your summary, you can mention that in the past you got 4 years experience doing different things, engage with the team, working as a team, work as a trainer. See, trainer, team player. So these keywords, if you
Yep.
use them right in your summary, these are the keywords that people will put there when they're looking for junior people. So these are soft skills that you should definitely mention it and bring it up in your profile, because they're great skills.
Can you still call yourself a junior if you're over 40?
Yeah, why not?
Awesome.
You are over 40, but you are junior at what you want to do.
Yeah. I'm also not actually looking for employment. I'm looking at creating my own studio, game and virtual reality studio.
That's
So,
it.
I'm hopefully looking at employing people, not being employed.
For that, you know what you need to do? You need to promote your brand as a business. It's funny that you mentioned, I was having a conversation with another colleague the other day that actually he wants to do the same thing. And I was like, all right, so if you want to do the same thing, you are not on LinkedIn. You have to find a way why you're on LinkedIn, what you want to do. So if you're on LinkedIn to literally start your own business, you need to connect to the like-minded people in Tasmania, the companies, the big companies, that they are happy to invest money on you to do something for them as a third party. That's the people that you need to connect with. And what you need to share is all of the assignments that you're doing whilst you're studying on your LinkedIn, samples, examples of your projects that you've completed. That's what you need to do. That's exactly what you need to do if you're not looking to be hired.
I mean, I would like some freelance work because I would like to get some. I'm broke and I need some money.
Yeah.
So, I'd love to have some freelance work, but my ultimate goal is to have my own studio, employing other artists, run remotely. So globally, anyone could be living anywhere.
That's great. And then you also need to realize that sometimes we are on step one and we want to be there, but there are some steps in the middle that we need to take to be there. So if you want to run your own company one day, maybe you do need to do some freelancing for other people to actually build your profile, build your network, because people talk.
Yep.
If you do something for me and you're doing a great job with a good price, for example, it's a small market in Tasmania, I'm assuming. People, they'll say, you want to do this? I know this girl, she's done a great job. The price was good, this and that. Do you want me to put you in touch with her? And then without you doing anything, people start reaching out to you.
Yep. Should I create a LinkedIn for my company that I plan on creating, or leave that for now?
Yeah, but it's actually a good thing if you are doing that. You have to invest some money, some time to share stuff in that. You can't just leave it as it is. So at least you need to spend 10 minutes a week to share an article, share something that excites your network, and connect to the people that you know they will give you a job.
And so when you say that, are you saying, because we're kind of talking about two similar but separate things here. We're talking about a personal profile and we're talking about a potential business.
Yeah.
When you say that advice, are you talking about from your personal profile, sharing one piece of value a week?
That's good. I think everyone needs to share something. It doesn't really matter if you are on LinkedIn for your business or if you are on LinkedIn for your to be hired, because when you share something on LinkedIn, everyone in your network, they will see it. Everyone in your network, they will see it. And if they share it, everyone in their network will see it. So imagine if you share something, if I see it, I like it, everyone in my network will see. I have like, for example, I have like 20,000 people like-minded to you, your industry, in my network, that when I like what you share, they all see it, and they might click on it, they might read it, but your name will come up. That's how people start recognizing you.
Say, for example, the other day I had a designer connect with me, and I was just vaguely curious, who is this person? And I quickly just looked at their profile, and I realized that they have a weekly contribution, like a blog that they make, and they'd written some amazing things about the design industry and design education that were great, and it was really good value for me to go in and spend a bit of time reading their thoughts on the design industry. And I thought, wow, that's great. And I think it's one of the things I think is people often, they kind of dip in to take, but they don't actually give. And I think it's about giving good social media and giving good content.
Yeah.
Speaking of that too, we're talking about obviously providing value, but also other people are doing a very similar thing. So have you got any suggestions in terms of leaving good comments?
Leaving good comments is, let me go back. Leaving good comments is about read the article. Definitely read the article. Don't share the article just for sake of sharing something. Read the article and then pick a sentence that it's meaningful for you, that attracted you. And because when I read the article, I was like, that's nice. That's adding a value, something that would attract people about why I need to read this article, or why I need to share it. Something that would encourage people to read, excites people to read it. And that's for you, just going through the article and just pick something that it's valuable for you, that you think it's good for other people to know as well. That can be as simple as, I'll give you an example. For example, what did I read this morning? I was reading an article about, because my industry is completely different than yours. My industry is about professional services, tax and legal. And I just read something about how tax regulation is different from, it's going to change in, where is it? In Dubai, and I was like, that's interesting for my network, the people that they want to invest money there. And I read it and I put a small comment and I shared it. That's it. That's simple as that. Don't make it complicated. Seriously, it's not complicated. Just read the article and pick a sentence that it's exciting and you might like it, and just put it as a comment. You can say, they will say, do this, read this article, interesting read to find out more about it, like highly recommend, that sort of stuff. You don't have to add like a paragraph, and the comment should be a sentence, a line.
Because I guess people have got, a nanoseconds worth of attention. and
Yeah.
think about your audience is probably on a train, commuting, or waiting for a lift, or
what grabs their attention to read it, because what you want is that for people to read it and then basically respect you as an individual, that when you share something, it's something interesting. They will get something out of it. They'll learn something, because people love learning. If it's easy, that's even better. So that's about sharing on LinkedIn. That's why connecting to relevant people is very important, because if you share something, you don't want your friend who is in engineering, for example, that's got nothing to do with you and what you do in life, like it or share it. So what? It's not adding any value. It might add value, but you won't get like a straight value out of it. That's what you need.
such good points, Sarah. I knew you were a good talent.
Thank you. So we talked about this slide. 9 out of 10 companies uses LinkedIn, and this is where the industry is moving forward. I can't recommend. I'm highly recommending LinkedIn. Pay attention to your LinkedIn, and if you are at the beginning of your career or you had a career in the past, start now and start building your LinkedIn. If you change jobs, start adding bits and pieces about what you do. If you are studying, start adding bits and pieces about. Don't list the subjects that you're doing, they're not interested, but at the points, at the projects that you involve with. If you've done work placement, if you've done any industry experience, start building that profile, because it's not a beast. You can work on it as you go, and little you know, once you finish, your LinkedIn is complete. And as again, sourcer, I never ask for people's CV, because I can just print the PDF of their LinkedIn profile and use it as a CV. So that is your CV. Be careful what you put in it. And if you've done anything, as I said, during your course in the past, just put it there.
Really good point, that actually. And for instance, I had to get the resumes for all my lecturers recently, and I didn't have all of them, and so we pulled their resumes down off LinkedIn. And one of our lecturers had written all this kind of fun, kind of frivolous, jokey stuff, and I don't think that lecturer had ever considered anyone would ever look at his resume or their resume on LinkedIn. And I handed it to my boss, and he kind of just shook his head and went, "Oh," because the resume wasn't professional.
No, that is it. That is it. Seriously, because it's we have to understand that day and age is way gone. That handing a resume and doing this and doing that. Your LinkedIn, it's your resume. I will show you if we get a time in the live environment that how they can actually print your resume. So these things that I want all of you to pay attention. If you haven't done it yet, very, very, very important. What you can get my attention, someone like me, you want the attention of the hiring managers, a photo of your LinkedIn. I know, I understand, I work with students within like a creative industry. I know they don't care, but it's important. It is important because you're not at uni, you are in a professional environment, which is LinkedIn. So please do a professional photo for your LinkedIn if you haven't done so. And it's easy if you go to any careers fairs with any universities, wherever you are, they usually have the photographer to take professional photos for LinkedIn. Attention grabbing headlines. We talked about this. So if your headlines shouldn't be long, like I'm doing this and that, what do you want to come out as a search? So think about it. If you want to look for you, what would you add to search bottom? If that's the thing, if you know that, put it there. If you don't know exactly, bring stuff that you want to be known, scattered in your page, in your LinkedIn as the keywords. So headlines is important. Summary is again important, because the summary is using smart keywords. Smart keywords, again, what you want to come up in a search. If you want to come up as a marketing, if you want to come up as a business owner, previous business owner, whoever you want to become up in a search, use those keywords wisely. Not a lot, but wisely. So the summary is important. For example, if you are just graduating, looking for experience or looking for a graduate job, use it in your summary. Use it in your summary. And example of your work. So that's what we talk about. Example of your work is important. Add skills and get endorsement for them. It's a lot of talks around the last bit, add skills. It is important because when we look for people, there is a column that what skills do you want this person to have, and you can add as much as the skills as you want. You can even create skills. So whatever skills you think you have, and it will get you one step closer to get the job, add them there. For example, Sarah, I'm pretty sure you've got a great time management and you've got a great attention to details, and you can work as a team. And
yep, I need to work on my time management, but everything else is pretty good.
But you can deliver on time.
Yes.
So that is time management. When you deliver a task on time, that is time management. You can complete the work unsupervised with limited supervision. That's a skill. You don't know, but that's a great skill that if someone is coming fresh out of uni, they might not have it, but you're 40 years old, you have it. So that makes a difference, that you should not ever forget about what you had in the past.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of skills that are transferable skills, and it's very important to mention them.
I do have a lot of creative skills. I just haven't had a chance to work in it professionally and make an income from it. I mean, I kind of have. I did do some tutoring at another school for interactive digital media. So that would be my last work I've had, actually. So
that's definitely something worth mentioning.
Yeah.
And because once you get that, so that's what this comes to the party. Add skills and get endorsed for. For example, if you added skills as a trainer or tutor, and you are connected to the people that you did work with them in that time that you were in that company or in that role, those people will see that, and then they will encourage you for it. They will literally encourage you, and then you will encourage back. So that's like a give or take. But people, they do that. People, they do that. Any questions?
I've got one about endorsing or getting people to endorse skills. Is there any strategy around that? Because it's so far down the page, I believe, for most people, that I just wondered how that comes about. Because I see a few profiles that have got a lot of endorsement. And I just wondered how to make that happen.
Time.
Yeah,
time.
okay.
Time. Yes, time. Because as I said, once you start building this LinkedIn, your network, once you start talking to people, working with people, connecting with people that will actually recognize that, for example, you're good in people skills, you're really good in animation. So time, that will come only with time.
Cool.
Yeah. Again, that is a credit to you moving forward, but as a fresh person in the market, they're not expecting you to have a skill with like 100 endorsements. No one expects that. They know that this will come by time.
But there's no sort of strategy or anything. Like, is it weird to ask people to give you an endorsement? Let's say if I had a client that had a really positive experience working with me, is that strange? Like,
No.
I just...
No.
Yeah, okay.
Something that I have to tell you, asking a question, there is no dumb question and there is no wrong question. And people, as I said, people love to feel special. So if you ask someone like, thank you so much for the feedback, it was great, would you mind if you endorse me on LinkedIn? It will add value. People love it. Love it. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. And no one says no.
Yeah, great.
Give
Awesome.
you my word. People love that. People love that.
I've just given you an endorsement, Bailey.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
Yeah, because that is it. That is it. You add something, you work, they give you feedback, what you can do with that client. Even if you want to take it one step further, you can say, can you recommend me? Can you write a recommendation for me based on the project that we just completed? And they will ask, what do you want me to write? And then you can tell about the experience, about how I delivered a work, about whatever you want to get that recommended for. You can tell them, you can guide them to give you a good recommendation. And you can always ask people that you work with to literally endorse you for your skills. People are generous on LinkedIn, to be honest. Connections, they're generous on endorsing. Once they get to know you, you know your work, know your personality, know that you're good at something, they will endorse you. But you have to endorse back as well. Not you have to, but it's nice to do.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Any other questions?
No questions from my side.
Okay, cool. So we talked about this photos. So first photo is not nice. It's not professional. Second one, yes, it's a professional. And that's his headline, passionate about investigating in people. So that's his headline. I don't recommend that headline, but it's, again, something that he wants to be known for. And a summary. As I said, for example, Sarah, to you, this summary can be you, that you can literally talk about your story. You can tell your story in 4 or 5 lines. Every single of you can tell your story in 4 or 5 lines. But again, be smart about it and use the keywords that you want people to know about you now.
It's sort of like SEO for people.
Yes, exactly. It's your story, literally your story. And you can change it. You can change it as many times as you want. If funny story, if I'm at work and I was like, they're pissing me off today, I'm gonna look. I literally, what I do, basically, I just jump on my summary and I change it a little bit and tweak it a little bit. And I was like, whatever. So you can change it. No one will remember it. No one take a screenshot. No one will actually compare it. Like you said this last week, why are you saying this week? As long as it's consistent, but with a little bit of tweak, you can change it. You can change it. Okay, keywords. As you can see, keywords is very important. What you want to come up in a search, use that. Don't use it a lot, but use it enough. Any question on this one?
Any photo tips outside being a professional photo?
So look at this one, the first guy. This is not a professional photo. This is professional photo. Basically, look at it as your passport photo. That's a professional photo.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. You can have a background in your photo. You can look, but just don't sit on a couch and have a drink in your hand, or just hug your friend, or don't be drunk in the photo. You know what I mean? You can be in the park with a nice background, but just don't do funny things. Just be normal and professional. That someone can literally count on you.
I think with, Sarah, and I'd like your thoughts and opinion on this. What I notice with people in creative industries will often have slightly interesting, kind of quirky photos that I think say something about their personality. You know, because for me, you know, this guy here, Mike Gamson, he kind of looks a bit boring.
Yeah. Yeah. I said, see, yeah, I know, I get it, that it's in the creative industry, this is boring. Yes, in creative industry, you can be funky, you can bring some life and some humor in your photo, but look at it from the point of view that having a humor, having that sense of quirkiness is not a deal breaker because of your industry, but you are sending a message. If you sit there, and for girls, for guys, if you are drunk, or if you have a drink, if you have this, if you have that, that person that is looking at your photo is thinking, oh, okay, so can I trust this guy? Would you trust this guy?
Yeah.
If you would, do it.
Yeah, and I think and a part of it, we all know we all kind of go out and have fun and blah, 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 but I think it's trusting their judgment that why would you pick that photo?
Yeah, why would you pick that photo? Exactly. It's like, ask about whatever you want to post, just have a moment and think about it. Would I trust this person with this photo? I don't know anything. It's all about photo and what you write to grab their attention. Then you will go to the next stage of like a messaging and having a conversation. But this is the first thing will go out. This is your brand. This is part of your brand. It's about who do you want to be known for and how do you want to be known for.
Look, absolutely. In a past life, when I had a small little design company, I had people come to me and ask me to work them up some, for want of a better word, logos. And on a number of occasions, I referred the people not to have a logo, but actually to go and get some great photos taken and use their face almost as their visual identity, because they were trying to, I'll give the example was a friend of mine, or a professional friend of mine, was a personal real estate travel agent. Mm-hmm. So the service that she provided was that she would go around to people's houses and give them a very personal service in terms of their travel arrangements. So I felt a logo was probably not appropriate because she was providing a very personal, bespoke service. And I felt that a really great photograph would serve her better than a logo.
Yeah, exactly. It's about what you want to get out of it and how it can serve you. That's so true. Because people with photos from the not logo would do her any good other than something else. Yeah. That's so true. That is so true. So we are good with the photo, and this is the answer to your questions about past work. We talked about the details about past work. It is important. Don't underestimate it. Do not underestimate it, because you might not know, but the people that they are looking, they know what exactly looking for. Sometimes they don't know, but a lot of times they do. They do know what they're looking for. And those soft skills, they are very important. As I mentioned earlier, everyone knows that you're at school, you are graduating. No one expects you to be great at what you studied for, but they expect you, they want to trust you, and they want to see if you're trustworthy, if you can work as a team, if you can deliver, and if you can work under limited supervision. So these are the things that they want to see. So if you work in a restaurant, if you were a cashier, these are great skills to have, because it shows that you are trustworthy. They can trust you with the money. That's it. As simple as that. So this is what we talk about, skills and get endorsed. Any questions on that so far? Any more questions?
I've always had a thing where when I've been looking at people's resumes and looking at hiring people, I always like hospitality, because anyone who can work hospitality has got great customer service, but they've also got great peripheral vision. And what I mean by that is they can multitask and they can see things out of the corner of their eye. And that's a skill that hospitality people have got in spades usually. So I think even if it's not a hospitality role you're after, I like seeing hospitality on young people's resumes.
Because that's perfect, because that shows exactly what you said. This person is a team player, because in hospitality you work as a team and you deal with money, so they can trust you, and you have a good eyes. Literally, you have a good eyes, and you can talk to people, you can communicate with people, because people like people. People like to make connections with people. So hospitality is great. Never ever underestimate your hospitality work. When you are at the beginning, put it there, but down the line, in 10 years time, in 5 years time, when you get almost where you want to be, you can delete that. If you don't want it to be there anymore, it's not serving you anything, you can take it out. Again, no one will say, oh, someone such and such changed it. But if you are sending your resume out, so I have to mention this before we move on. If you want to send a resume out, be careful. Your resume and your LinkedIn should be the same. So you can't say something in your resume, not your LinkedIn, dates, jobs, this and that. You can't change it, because people, they do compare that. Once they ask for your resume, they will compare that. So don't lie in your LinkedIn. If you haven't worked somewhere, don't say it. Or if you is something that it's not in your resume, don't put it in your LinkedIn. It's vice versa. So that's important, because they will print the two usually, and they compare it if they have a lot of time. But yeah. And yes, so build a relationship. You will get hired. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be disappointed to hear no. People say no to people, but that's their right, and that's your right to ask a question. And one thing that I always wanted to tell students, and everyone in fact, is that as much as you are looking for a job, there are people out there that they are looking for you, good quality candidates. It's hard to find. It's very, very hard to find, but they are looking as well as you're looking. So don't think it's just you. They are looking for you as well. So this is something that it gives you confidence, I think, and it gives you a power to ask that question about, can you endorse me? Why not? Because he might want you again. Why not? He will make you happy. And That's again following the people that they are relevant to you, following the companies that you want to work for. So it's just stay in touch with your business, with your industry. If you are following a company that you do want to work for, when they are applying, when they are releasing a job, when they are advertising a job, you will get to see that job. You can apply for it. You see the people. Literally, you can reach out to them and have a chat with them. Follow the people that they are relevant to you. Follow your alumni in your university if you haven't. Follow your students, your peers, your teachers, the people that you work for. Follow them. And we did talk about it. We talked about this one. If you are sending a request, it's always good to add a message, like a line message, such and such. Hi Simon, I met you in a event. I didn't get a chance to talk to you. I would like to connect with you on LinkedIn and get a better understanding about your business. Has anyone done this? Any question? Because I think I'm just talking and everyone else is just like, any questions so far?
Yeah, so when you I'm just kind of like reading this headline, connect with people you know, and obviously a note helps. And you kind of mentioned before about reaching out to people that maybe you haven't met before.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's just a good thing to do?
Yes.
Or is it a bit creepy?
No,
Cool.
not at all. Not at all creepy. Not at all creepy. That's, as I said, because it's not just you that looking, they are looking as well. So if you are following a company, for example, you want to work for a company X, so if you follow the company X, you all of a sudden you will see all the people that they work in company X. And then you can literally reach out to them and say, yeah, I want to have a conversation with you about opportunity.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, not creepy at all. Not creepy at all.
This is all really good, Sarah. Thank you. I'm standing back and allowing you to talk, so I don't think we're being quiet. But
I know.
It's good. It's really good.
I'm glad that you guys like it. I'm gonna close this. Cool. So what happened? This is not moving. All right. So again, follow the titles. This is a good thing to do because we remember, like a couple of minutes ago, we talked about sharing. If you follow the websites that they're relevant to your industry, they on daily basis, they publish articles, they publish stories and stuff like that. You don't have to publish everything, republish everything that they publish, and you don't have to read it, but every now and then take your time, read it. If there is something that you're interested, share it, and you will see that over a time you will see the return, not in like a week, but over the time people will acknowledge you and people will literally start noticing you by sharing good stuff.
So you guys would know Mark Flanagan, who gave us a lecture in trimester 1, and some of you might follow him on social media. He's brilliant at this stuff. He knows everyone in the industry. He works at the highest possible level. Everyone knows him and he knows everyone, and he posts so much. He's like a bloody news source for everything animation and VFX. And he's so good. He gives great social media. So that's a really good example of what Sarah's talking about.
Yeah, you don't need to, because he's well known. You know that he knows what is he talking about. Just reshare what he shared. He will appreciate it. And then when you get lectures like him, straight away connect with them on LinkedIn. And your message is simple as that. Hi, Michael. Great lecture. Great talk. Enjoyed it. I would like to connect with you. That's it. You don't even have to think about it and then just reshare what he shares, and that's it. That's your job, literally, and he will love you for it, because he will get the notification that someone such and such share his article. That's, as I said, people love to feel important. That's what people do. All right, so again, we talked about following the companies. Can you see here? Search jobs by title, keywords, company. This is what I said. Your job title comes to the party, because if you want to be as a marketing specialist, this and that should be your job title, because that's what people put in there. They put your skills as well. So these are the things that you just need to know what to put in to come up in a search.
Would it be a good idea, as an example, for them to actually start playing with this and almost pretend they're trying to find someone to hire, just to sort of get a sense of what comes up? Would that be a thing?
That would be a thing. What would be a very good exercise for them, for everyone, is to start looking for jobs that you want to find next after you finish. So what job do you want to find? What do you want to do? And you don't have to apply for it. Just find that job and see the keywords that they're using in that job description. See the title that they're using for that, and then just research and tweak it and use those keywords in your summary. If there is a skill that they're mentioning, add that skill if you have it in your LinkedIn. If you don't, do LinkedIn Learning, do a course, because I know as a uni student, you all have access to LinkedIn Learning. Do that skills, do the course on that skills, and then add it. So see yourself next year, not now. Where do you want to go?
That's a really good point. LinkedIn Learn, you guys have all got access to that. And something else I'd point out, most people in our industry are terrible at this stuff.
Yeah.
So if you sharpen your skills, what you're getting here is absolutely gold. So if you sharpen your skills in this area, honestly, you're absolutely ahead of the crowd.
Yeah, because to be completely honest with you, they all need to think about not just what they're gonna do in 6 months or in a year straight away after uni. That's a first one. And that's not your last job. That's your just stepping stone into the industry from university. But where you want to go out of that, read those jobs. Don't apply. You don't have to apply. Just read them, see the language, see the keywords, see the title that they're using, and use that in your resume and in your LinkedIn. That's the practice that I would highly, highly recommend for them to do. Just go on a company, follow the company, turn on to getting notifications, job notifications, and you get the notifications for your level, and there you go. You will learn in no time how to play the game. Job browsing is a good fun. Do that.
That's very good. Thank you.
Yeah, I love job browsing. You learn a lot. And we talked about updates and publishing, and we talked about this. Share your knowledge, perspective, grow. We know this, but someone needs to just point it at us. Publishing on LinkedIn, again, we talked about this. And again, if you do follow the company and you get a lot of insights from the company, sometimes I think, there are a lot of people leaving, there are a lot of movements, what's going on there? And then you can go to Glassdoor and you don't have to do it now, but there are many ways to get to the end of what's happening in your industry, not just LinkedIn, but through LinkedIn, you get a lot of knowledge about how to be sneaky. And we talked about this, follow companies, follow influencers. If you follow influencers, they will share articles for you. You just reshare it as your guest speakers. If you get a good guest speaker, that's the influencer in your industry. Do that. So that's the exact same thing that I would highly recommend. Join a groups. You can join a groups because in groups, people, they talk. Joining the groups is mainly about just getting up to date about your industry, what's happening in the industry. That would add value. But to begin with, I would highly, highly recommend that following the company and following people, connecting with people, and update your LinkedIn on ongoing basis. Same as you, Simon. Ongoing basis.
I'm notorious for not going anywhere near mine, so don't use me as a good example. My last job I had for 10 years, so I was on LinkedIn. I'm not even looking for another job. Sarah's the one who turned me around. So,
should we ever do what I do on Facebook and go through my friends list and just like clean it out every so often? If there's anyone in there that you don't feel is worth having as a connection.
I was about to say that. Yeah. I do it personally. I do it when I change jobs. I was like, I don't need you anymore. Why do I need to have you? I just remove them.
Yep.
Am I still there?
You're still there. You're still there. But yeah, definitely go through it. If they're not relevant anymore, just delete them. As I said again, if you don't accept the request, they won't get the notification. And if you remove them, again, they won't get notification as well. So no one will know. Yeah. And summary. So again, LinkedIn is important. Don't underestimate it. Connect with people. Position yourself in the LinkedIn as like you are looking for a job or you are looking for something else. Again, keywords are important. LinkedIn learning for you is very important. If you read the job ad that you see that there is a skill that you don't have it, just go through LinkedIn learning and find it and do it, because then LinkedIn will post it to your LinkedIn page, into your LinkedIn page when you complete it, and people will start seeing that you have completed that course through LinkedIn learning. Okay?
Awesome.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, so any questions?
I have a few, but if everybody else wants to go for it. I feel like I've been hogging a bit.
No, I have no questions. I'm just learning and taking everything in.
Yeah, I'm good for now.
Yeah, I'm good for now.
Okay. What I can do, you can add me on LinkedIn, and if you have questions and timing is running out of time, I'm more than happy to answer them. Connect with me on LinkedIn. And we'll take it. And if any of you guys want me to have a look at your LinkedIn, give you a feedback, I'm more than happy to do that.
I've got a few like rapid fire ones that you could probably smash through pretty quick if you're down for it. If anybody else has questions.
Yeah.
Okay, first one. Is premium LinkedIn worth it?
Not for you, no.
Cool. How is your experience, and this is a little bit off tilt, have you ever dealt with LinkedIn advertising, like running ads on LinkedIn?
For a job?
As in, yeah, or you can, there's like LinkedIn ads. Yeah,
right, yeah.
Is it good? Worth it?
Yes.
Great. What are companies? You said that companies are checking other platforms when they get to kind of the round one of interviews, maybe round two. What exactly are they checking for on other platforms?
They want to see, do you have any nasty photos, drunk photos,
Okay.
dark photos, anything, you know that.
So it's more of like a clean sort of thing.
Yeah, clean.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Do you find it? I was talking about talking with my coworkers today, and they asked me to ask this. How can you be an interesting contributor without becoming a narcissist?
It's not about narcissist. It's about you're contributing to your network. So it's about you read something and you share it for other people to read it if they haven't read it yet. It's not
Okay. But I guess you've seen like the classic like LinkedIn stuff of like, you know, Gary Vaynerchuk, try hard wannabes that like are pushing their own personal brand so hard. Like, how do you not become? Obviously, it's obvious that some people go really hard into it, but like, it's kind of, you know, do you know what I mean? Do you know the type of people I'm talking about?
You can share. I would say if you want to do that, you can share maybe one or two, one or two articles per week about what you do.
Mm-hmm. And would you post like about like what projects you're working on as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Is there such thing as like LinkedIn spam?
But not for you. Not for
Okay.
you. No, not for you.
Cool. And is there anything that you would recommend about? I see a lot of hashtags used in LinkedIn in terms of posts. Is how important is that?
It is important.
And post length.
It is important, but if you use it correctly. So if you are sharing an article, use the hashtags that they've been mentioned in that article, and you want that article to come up when someone search that article or search that hashtag. For example, everything I share on LinkedIn, I will do hashtag KPMG, because I want anyone that search hashtag KPMG see the article that I share.
Mm-hmm. And that's great. And just a general question, and maybe I have a very cynical look at like, or who I follow is maybe not the best people, but I just get a sense of a lot of LinkedIn's content that I look at in the feed is not very genuine. Like it's very forced, I guess. And I don't know if you've ever experienced those type of contributors as well. But is there any tips you'd give in terms of bringing your personality across to people that you might have never met before?
Into the LinkedIn, it's not really,
Okay.
because the personality will come when you start a conversation with that person. So if you do want to bring your personality to the LinkedIn, that your personality can come across as that first message that you send out to connect with person. That could be your personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just got one last question.
Back to your personality. What you can add to your LinkedIn is that what do you like, your hobbies? What do you do as exercise or whatever? You can put that. If you've done any voluntary work, you can add that. So these are the tips and tricks that you can get your personality.
Would you add that to your description, or would you add that to your like the little under the one that's at the bottom of the page?
Or in your case, it can be in your summary. If you are doing a sport, for example, on the side, and you're really good at it and it's your passion, it can come in your summary. Yeah,
cool. Great. And I just thought of another one, if nobody else has any. Hey guys, I had like 15 written before this, all right? So cut me some slack. And so obviously you can post a photo, you can do a video, or I think you can do live at this point too, or you can write an article, or just a normal post.
Yeah.
Which one do you think is the most important for us to do as students?
As a student, I would recommend your projects that you complete at uni.
Mhm.
Your project is the main one, and the articles that you are sharing, because that will show that yes, you are studying, but at the same time you are connected to the industry and you know what's going on in your industry as well.
Mhm.
So I would say sharing is important, as well as sharing your job, your assignments, your projects. That's very important.
Awesome.
And
Thanks so much for
Thanks,
answering my
Sarah.
abundance of questions.
He's good. Bailey's great with questions, which is
Yeah,
great. And
great
thank you for it.
questions. It was like-
Sarah, thank you so much.
Yeah,
You've
you're
been
welcome.
very, very generous with your time, and I'll be in touch with you tomorrow. We'll sort out some remuneration arrangement.
That's all good. That's all
Fantastic. Thank you so much. You've been amazing.
good. Feel free to add me.
Thank
Any
you very
questions,
much.
Feel free.
I added you already, so
Alright.
you can put a request for me.
Same. Thanks so much, Sarah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thanks,
you.
Sarah.
Thank you,
Hope
Sarah.
to see you soon.
Have a great night. Bye.
You're amazing. Thank you.
Bye.
Everyone else stay here. Only Sarah's going.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.